Hi, I'm Micheal Castiglione. I'm a chief designer here at Advanced Product Design Center. It's called Pacifica in Chrysler.
I'm Alan Barrington, designer at the Pacifica Studio and designer of the Challenger interior.
And I've worked on a lot of concept cars. I've had some tremendous opportunity with Chrysler and way more than a lot of my peers in the industry. So I've had a chance to work on, like Alan mentioned, the interior of the Slingshot. I worked on a car that I was pretty proud of called the Pronto Spider. It was a little sports car, kind of Porsche looking, back in '98. I worked on the Max Cab exterior. It was a truck, and the Jeep Compass concept car. And a few other little ones. I knew when this one came across that it was something special. It was, I mean, something really special to me because it is my favorite era of automotive design, or the muscle cars. And it's probably the area that I'm most passionate about. And knowing that and knowing how designers think, I thought maybe I'm not the right person for this. It's like I'm too close to it. You know, I'm going to be too rigid as it develops or whatever. And it turned out that, you know, like I had mentioned earlier, my design didn't get chosen in the beginning. We always compete. And I sort of lost the project for a while, and they ended up coming back and saying, hey, let's do something a little more retro. Let's give Casti the project because his was the most retro. Let's make it an official Challenger instead of sort of a Mopar car. And it was, from then on, it was just a whirlwind of fun.
Yeah, it was a pretty big day when I found out that I'd be working on it. So this is definitely the biggest car I've been able to work on, and very happy to be a part of.
As designers, you know, there's definitely an element of artistry in what we do. And being artists, there is a certain part of you that's put out there. But learning how to take critiques is really important, I think, in car design, or probably almost any form of design, is taking it, trying to put your spin on it, and still keep it to be kind of what your statement is. It's like adapting any piece of artwork, but you do get some input on it. So sometimes it can knock your ego down a little bit, but it's healthy in the long run. Like most designers, we'll design the thing as it's being trailered out the door. We'll never stop. In fact, we didn't get the gas cap on the car of sort of like the Icon. The original car had a very distinct gas cap, and that was something that probably the only thing that really kind of fell off the table. We actually ran out of time and we couldn't get it. We had a few directions, we weren't real happy with it, so we just let that one go. Figured, you know what, if this thing goes in production, we might get a chance at doing that. Well, it was a photo shoot or something, and I saw the car and I saw the stance, which I thought is the most important thing in a well-done muscle car. And I saw that and I thought, man, that's pretty hot. You know, and the line work, you know, it's different when you're seeing something in clay and you're in a confined studio and you can't take it out and gloss paint because it's all top secret stuff. So you can't even see your product on the road until it's done, painted, finished, out there. And when I saw it outside, it was right before the show, I thought, man, that is pretty hot. It might really strike a chord with people.
Honestly, you don't know until the show, you know, what the reaction is. Even at the show, you're not sure, you know, until you read the blogs, you read the articles, and you get a real, you know, honest reaction. So
I thought we did the right thing by the car. I was really happy with the final result. And like Alan mentioned, is you don't really know until almost months after, where you're really starting to get in people's heads and read interviews and read the blogs and see what people are saying about, you know, the product you just created. You don't really know right at, say, the auto show. I did get some good feedback from some buddies of mine, some designers, and that, you know, if you get positive feedback from your peers, it's usually a really positive thing.
the Detroit show it was like a dream. I mean, if you had asked me or told me, you know, 3 years ago I'd be working on, you know, the Challenger concept, I would have thought you're crazy, because this car has so much, you know, passion behind it, and such a following, and just to be part of it is such a cool thing for me. You know, when they bring it out on the stage and they do the big unveiling, it's just, you know, it's awesome. You can feel the, you know, the magic behind it.
We did a lot of interviews at that time. You know, we've done products that we're pretty proud of, but sometimes they don't really strike with people, you know, and but this one did. I mean, I think I did more interviews with that launch than I ever had before. One thing that happened to me, which is probably pretty much the only thing, is a buddy of mine contacted me from high school that I hadn't heard of since high school, and actually a couple of them, because they had seen the interview on Edmunds. And I thought that was cool, because you know, the guys I grew up in the neighborhood with, and we were all muscle car fans, and you know, come to find out he's searching the thing and he's interested in the car, he really likes it, and he finds out that I worked on it, and that was cool. And as far as being treated differently in the office, no, we're still punks in here. Yeah, it's pretty tight group, you know. I mean, there's only, what, 24 people in the building here. You know, designers, engineers, operations, clay modeling. So the atmosphere is, it's fairly casual, but everyone has this serious side where we want to create good stuff, and we want to see our company come along. It's kind of a good balance, I think, of having a good time, staying inspired, and then being serious about making deadlines and creating good stuff.
We all have our own kind of personal projects that we like to share with each other. You know, we're working on different cars. We just recently did this thing called Extreme Gravity Racing, where we competed with other studios, and it's basically a downhill race, but we're doing 60, 70 miles per hour. You know, it keeps it light, keeps it fun, and then, you know, we go out on the weekends and compete with the other studios and act like a bunch of 12-year-old kids pushing our cars down the hill. So, you know, that's just one example. But
And Alan pilots the thing too, and we did a trip to the go-kart race for, it was like a morale day or something, and hang out, and Alan took first place, so we nominated him as our driver, and he's just kicked butt in that series. We've competed 2 years and we've won. The first year was for the OT, right?
yeah,
Or
the best time overall, and then top speed.
Next year was the
overall
top speed.
Next year.